Hello everyone, it's me Doomlink and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Just the usual today, nothing to really report, except for the fact that I forgot to set up the wheel. I did forget to do that, so let me do that now. It's not going to take very long, just need to make sure I've got the page open. I basically screen share a specific tab on my browser that has the wheel on it. And that of course is going to be used to select whatever weapon I use in this recording, so let's just confirm the position of it. Come on, thank you. And that should be fine. Cool. Okay, so we are probably going to go and see what rooms are around. I haven't confirmed the participation of any person for this recording, and what I mean by that is of course people joining me in the hunts. I haven't confirmed that at all, so I'll probably just start off with doing a random hunt of some description. I'd like to have that be the standard warm-up procedure for this series because, you know, Doomlink's live hunts is essentially, and I do believe that this will be Doomlink's live hunts, it's essentially a live version of random hunts, and that is ideally me just joining random rooms and seeing what's around. The reason why that's kind of fun is because it's, you just don't know what's going to happen. You know, you could run into an actual idiot, you could run into people with funny names, weirdly named rooms, search function glitches, things like that. Whereas, I can't really do that in 3 Ultimate, so I do definitely appreciate having people to hunt with consistently in that game. That's really good. How you doing, Takashi? This guy's name is Savage, and wow, that's a little bit of an extreme lineup of hunters for a turns room. I don't know if any of us actually need to hunt anything, because I don't need to hunt anything, and these other hunter rank 999s probably don't need to hunt anything. So it makes me wonder what's going to be on the board here. Oh yeah, that's right, people are playing stories too. I didn't actually know it was releasing today until my friend Sam told me. And he seems to be about as unexcited as I am, but he said that this is coming from him. I haven't confirmed any of this because I haven't actually looked into Monster Hunter Stories 2, but what he said to me was that they reused so much from the first game that it comes across as more of a lazy cash-in than anything else. Which is possible, I don't know, but because I haven't looked into it, I can't really confirm or deny. I can only say that that was his impression that he gave me, so. Yeah, but otherwise, I wouldn't have even known that it came out today. I found out yesterday that it was coming out today. I might get the PC version, but I'm definitely not getting it on Switch, put it that way. Okay. Someone's talking about how they lost the Asian. Apparently there was an Asian in the room. What's the point of even saying Asian? It's obviously a Chinese person. Those are the only people who come in here with Chinese characters in their name. They're actual Chinese people. It's not like they're Japanese, because they have their own servers. And it's obviously not Korean, because they have a distinctly different system of characters, so I don't really know why they would say Asian, but anyway. Maybe it's safer to say that. I don't know. You would say the combat is more engaging than the first game? Well, if they couldn't improve upon at least that, I would be concerned, because I don't think the combat was very good. I don't think much about the first stories was very good at all. There's a reason why I didn't even try playing it. It's because there are some things, and look, admittedly, it's always better to formulate an opinion once you've physically experienced something. But there are certain things that you feel like you can get a read on its quality just by glancing at it. Like, just at a glance you can see, oh, yeah, no. And that was Monster Hunter Stories for me. So, look, people are free to enjoy it. I'm referring specifically to the first game. I haven't looked into the second at all, so I can't speak for that. But, yeah, people are perfectly welcome to enjoy it, but wasn't really worth any of my time, from what I could tell. So we're doing Gold Raytheon. For some reason it's non-hyper. That's a good thing, because I don't like hunting hyper Gold Raytheon, but anyway. Let's go and spin the wheel. It's not loud enough, by the way, which I've come to realise. It was my intention in the past to reduce the volume of it because I felt that it was too dominating, but I've made it too quiet. I hadn't actually heard the reduced volume version until yesterday when I just happened to be listening to the VOD, and I was like, oh, that's actually really, really quiet, so I'll boost it by 10 dB, which will mean that it's 10 dB less than what it was originally. Prior to this point it was 20 dB less. So we're doing Greatsword. Let's just stick with the Toyohisa sword, huh? That sounds like fun. Or no, let's do... I've just changed my mind. I'm going to do the Kezu Shock Sword because the reason why I didn't want to use a Thunder Greatsword is because I was thinking, no, I don't really want to use the laggy Greatsword right now, and then I realised, well, I do have an alternative to that weapon choice, so there you go. So these guys are having a bit of a conversation in chat that I'm not participating in, nor am I reading it, so maybe I'll check to see what they're saying in a moment, but for now I'm just focused on finding Exchanger, as I always am. I did not play the demo of Monster Hunter Rise. Not Monster Hunter Rise. I played the demo of that. I didn't play the demo for Stories 2 because, I don't know, low priority, I guess. Low priority. I just can't bring myself to do it. Don't know why. There must be a reason. I think, yeah, that's right. The demo actually gives you progress in the full game, so I guess I'd rather experience the demo on PC because it's the PC version that I'll be getting, if that makes any sense. So maybe that was the reason why. Anyway, I'm ready to go. It's very odd to be doing just a standard Gold Raytheon in a room such as this, but again, not complaining. Let's see what they're talking about. Oh, I can't check while I'm readied up, unfortunately. They're laughing about something. It is interesting to see conversation being conducted on these servers because it has to be said that conversation in Monster Hunter kind of died after 3 Ultimate because it wasn't so easy to type anymore. With the 3DS games, typing was very awkward, and it didn't really get any better in this game because this game is designed like a portable Monster Hunter in terms of how the online is conducted. Doesn't feel like a stationary console Monster Hunter experience at all. And again, I've said this before, but we're very lucky to have had the Wii U version of Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate be designed in almost the exact same way Tri was. Because given how lackluster it was as a port, they could have just as easily had it be like a very portable-based online system, but I guess there was no real online system for the the 3DS version, so yeah. I guess if they were going to make it from the ground up anyway, they decided to just have it be the same as Tri, and that worked out very nicely. This seems like a very large Raytheon. Don't know if it's a Gold Crown Large, but I'd like to guess that it is. Okay. Yeah, one thing that I would complain about regarding the wheel is the lack of Greatsword selections by the wheel. I've said this before, but Greatsword seems to be left behind quite often by the wheel, but fortunately it has been selected this time around. Of course, Greatsword's one of my favourite weapon types, so yeah, I would like it if the Greatsword could be selected a little more often. Yeah, Autonomic, we can definitely play together. Just sort of doing a warm-up hunt here with these guys. Ooh. Ah, very nice. And I'm in position to attack the wing too, which is nice. Settle for a level 2 here. Oh. I might aim for the head just to break it. It's also good for element, I think. Fuck me. But I think this has less elemental damage as compared to the laggy greatsword. That's my understanding of it. Oh, he's getting knocked down quite a bit, or she's getting knocked down quite a bit. Just go for a level 2 here so I can get it on the tail. And I'll find an appropriate time for Moonbreaker. You can see she's running around a bit now, so I have to wait. I would have to wait regardless, because the greatsword is a weapon type that requires one to wait if the monster's running around. Can't really chase after the monster with the greatsword. I don't think I've seen a fucking Raytheon fall over so much. This thing cannot do anything. Poor monster. Very good flashbomb. See, flashbombing like that, I don't have the patience for that crap. I don't play like that anymore. I just mindlessly attack the monster. Well, not mindlessly, but... yeah. Good hunt. All it takes is one person to employ strategy for the whole team to be able to reap the benefits, so... it's always a good thing. But yeah, very nicely done. And my guess is that it wouldn't have gone quite so smoothly with the hyper version for the reason that I'm guessing hyper monsters have a much higher flinch threshold. I would just guess that. So I'm just going to confirm that I'm live on Hunsterverse. Wherever that is. There are so many damn channels in Hunsterverse, it sometimes blows my mind. Okay. I am live, so that's cool. That's lovely. Okay, if you're ready to play Autonomic, I am ready to make a room for you. I'll just have it be like a turns room, I suppose. I won't actually say that it's a turns room because I don't need to. People just assume that it is. Oops. I'm just so used to, you know, having played 3 Ultimate, checking the reward screen for anything that I have a full stack of. I don't have to do that in this game because I have plenty of storage space. Alright, I'll make a room. And of course, anyone watching is welcome to join as well. Yeah, okay. We can do some high rank if we must do so. So what the hell should I call it? I'll just call it a turns room. Well... yeah, I'll just call it turns. And you can effectively get 2 turns off me. Minimum to 13. Now we could always be competing with other turns rooms here, but the point is that I will be the room host in this case, and also I'm doing this so that Autonomic can definitely get in. Alright, we'll spin the wheel and see what our next weapon is. Okay. Heavy bow gun it is. I feel like I don't have many heavy bow guns in this game, you know? Not that I need more. There's a reason why I don't have many, it's because I don't feel a need to own more. But when I think about it, I don't have too many choices when it comes to heavy bow gun. But, yeah, I suppose that's just normal. What's our first hunt, Autonomic? May as well eat. Who's joined? Lee. Hello, Lee. Kazu. higher rank Kezu. Let me post first, Autonomic, so that way it looks like I'm having my turn, and then you'll have your turn. So I'll post the Kezu for you. I have heavy bowgun, right? So let's do something a little different. Again, with the intention of giving some variety to the heavy bowgun situation. Okay, high rank Kezu. I don't know if there are any double quests. This is one of those games where sometimes you just can't get double quests for these monsters. Would Kezu be here? I think so. He's a tier 2 monster, I would guess. I did see him there, but... goodness me. Yeah, maybe we could do high rank Hyper. I think high rank Hyper Kezu would be good. Here we go. The Kezu in the shadow. They're probably going to be quite confused as to why I would be posting a high rank quest at this hunter rank, but in reality I'm giving Autonomic 2 turns, so... Oh, still haven't eaten. Just making sure that I haven't missed exchanger anywhere here. There we go. Excellent. Trying to get Earplug Jewel 3. Right here. We've got 2 people running the Atulkar longsword. Some things never change in this community. Oh, full Atulkar weaponry here. Oh my god. It's funny, I really liked the Atulkar weapon designs until I saw them in every single room that I joined. In this game. Now they just look fucking gaudy to me. But when I first saw them I thought, yeah, that's awesome. I like it. But now, no. Not even remotely do I feel that way. Which is why every person who has started Monster Hunter in this game under my tutelage has stayed the hell away from Atulkar weapons. I remember I got one guy to make the Garuga longsword, but can't remember what I had the other guy make. Can't remember it now. Kezu, where the hell? Must start in the cave, right? Yeah. That sounds about right. I'm used to finding him in the snowy mountains, and, yeah, mostly snowy mountains. You know, I'm actually really stupid. I forgot to bring flaming shots. I've got flaming level 2 internal ammo, but nothing to crouch fire at this stage, which is really dumb. But whatever. Must have been distracted by something. Probably the eating process. But again, internal ammunition is something of a godsend for a lot of people, myself included. And it makes you a little bit lazy, because somewhere in your subconscious you know that you do have internal ammo to fall back on if you, for some reason, forget to stock ammunition for the quest. So yeah, this is more of a crouch fire sort of setup. But I usually start with the level 2 elemental stuff anyway. I don't think Kezu really takes much damage from his wings, either elementally or physically. So I definitely want to be aiming for the face if I can. Oh, damn it. I remember seeing this last time. I still have Gunpowder Infusion 2 on this particular armor set. And last time I saw that, I said to myself, I really do need to remember to put the level 3 Hunter Art on there, but of course I forgot. And I'll likely forget this time as well. Not intending to, but yeah, it just happens, I regret to say. Sure. We'll use this as a supernova opportunity. I think that knocked him over. Even though this is the Atulkar weapon fest at the moment, this guy's going to die fairly quickly. Because at the end of the day, it's a full G rank team, and this is a high rank. Hyper or not, it'll be pretty fast. But he can still do a reasonable amount of damage, which is worth mentioning. Maybe not to someone in the 900s in terms of defense, but for someone like me, yeah. He can still do a bit to me. Can we one-zone him? I guess it's in my hands now, isn't it? But I regret to say that elemental shots don't have much in the way of range. I can only do so much. It's probably better to aim for the legs, honestly, for element than it is to aim for the wings. Poor Kezu. I do wonder how many people knew it was actually high rank. Because people don't really check. Like, for instance, Mike joined the quest without looking, so you could tell because he walked up to the quest board and immediately joined the quest. But you know, that's kind of the reason why Atulkar weaponry is just such an empty experience. You can walk up to a quest board and accept the quest without even checking to see what it is because you know that that's all you're going to use. There's no need to prepare. You just look at the quest and you're like, yeah, let's go. Because you've already got what you're going to use. Chameleos is next. Okay. So yeah, we'll just go in descending order. I shouldn't need to announce whose turn it is at whatever given time. And that's why we started with me, because it just establishes the order more clearly to the other people. Wow. Even with Exchanger, in high rank with a hyper quest, you're still only getting 780 points, which is nothing. That's the one downside to doing high rank quests here. The one thing that I want at this stage is HRP, so high rank quests really doesn't do much for me. Yeah, so the first game to have no storage limit was Monster Hunter World, Beans. Prior to that point, there was always a limit to the storage, and in this game you've got 23 pages in your item box. Basically, in every single game, I would say 3rd gen and beyond, you really didn't have to worry about running out of space in your box, except, well, I suppose I do have that problem in 3 Ultimate. But the point is that most of the games are designed to give you an appropriate amount of box space for the amount of content in the game, basically. Now we're on to light bowgun. So I suppose I'll do fire again. We'll do light fire, and this time I will actually bring elemental shots. As our next quest is Chameleos. You're probably going to be like, why are we doing all this high rank shit? Which is a good question. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be upgrading weapons, you do need to actually get the high rank materials. In most cases. Sometimes you've got shortcut weapons to forge. In other words, like they're already leveled up to the end of high rank or the beginning of G rank. It's something they introduced in this game. It's kind of a reinterpretation of the system from Freedom Unite where you could get a G version of a weapon. Once you cleared G rank, I think it was... I don't think you had to kill Ukanlos for it, I think you had to kill Yamatsukami. I think once you had killed Yamatsukami, you were given access to G weapons, which were weapons that were singular level and were appropriate for G rank. Generally how it worked was you had weapons in weapon trees in Freedom Unite that couldn't be upgraded past a certain point. You know, they were not appropriate for high rank or G rank, and they just sucked. The G level weapons were basically stronger versions of those weapons that were left behind. And in some cases they're better, like they're the best of their class, and then in other cases they're not. You just have to weigh up your options in that regard. But, yeah. And oftentimes you do have G versions of weapons that can be fully upgraded to G rank level. It just depends on the situation. Or, well, depends on the weapon we're talking about. But the point is that they did a reinterpretation of G weaponry in this game through the fact that you can actually upgrade, or rather forge, some weapons that have already been leveled up to a certain point. And they are usually, I believe they're just before the deviant weapons. Pretty sure that's how that works. Hey ho, scene. The Elder Dragon of Mist. Our client is the injured hero. Okay. So our starting area should be up here. Mike is pinging for our benefit. We'll start with Pierce Fire. He's not going to last too long. Apparently I forgot to eat, because I was so, I guess, focused on actually getting my fire shots that I ended up forgetting to eat. By all rights, I shouldn't be worried about forgetting either of those things. You're kind of pissing me off. Have to keep getting into range. But yeah, Chameleos hasn't really changed drastically since 2nd gen. I can't remember if he started, I can't remember if his first game was DOS or Freedom 2. I'm actually not sure. Oh, fuck off. He might have been in DOS, but either way, it was basically the same in 2nd gen. There were certain differences. One example would be the fact that his tail cut was based on a health threshold, so you would deal enough damage to cut the tail, but it wouldn't actually pop off until he reached a certain level of health. So it was a bit confusing for some people who thought that they'd done enough damage to the tail to cut it, and then, you know, of course, the tail would randomly pop off and no one had hit it. It's because it can't actually pop off until a certain level of health is reached. As well as that, he had a breathing effect. I'll show you the attack that I'm talking about. The attack still exists, it's just different now. It's where he sort of breathes a type of poison. It's not his normal poison breathing. Sort of like a stream of poison air. In this game it's got sort of a purplish colour. But in 2nd gen it was green. And it had the effect of not only harming you, but actually reducing your stamina to nothing. You were in red stamina permanently if you got hit by it. Well, not permanently. What I mean to say is that you had your stamina taken down to as far as it can go, and the only way to get it back is, of course, to eat a steak, drink an energy drink, or a similar stamina recovery item. Hey, Jenny. Sick of being chased around by this fucking monster. Now, because the horn is broken, he will not be able to make himself invisible. I wasn't able to show you the attack that I was talking about, but I did describe it in the end, so that's good enough. He did not last very long at all. I don't think I'll even be getting to regular flaming. Oh yeah, that's right, I need to remember to set that hunter art for my elemental light bow, excuse me, elemental heavy bow gun. I did forget But I remembered in the end. This is assuming that by the time I get back into the room, it will still be in mind. Oh dear. What did you find in your collection, Jenny? So now it's on to G rank quests, most likely. Hopefully, anyway. With any luck. Yeah, take it easy, Mr. Switch Axe Axel. I've decided to collect some mushrooms. You found an unopened GameCube in your collection. That's a bit random. There's a rotting corpse of an Aptonoth if I've ever seen one. I don't think it was here in first and second gen, like this particular corpse. There were corpses, but not this one. This one I think was added in this game, or in Generations. You've been searching for an unopened GameCube for years and you had one all this time? How the hell did you manage that? I remember everything I've ever purchased. Well, that's not actually true. That's not actually true. I do collect a specific artist's work, and sometimes I'll look in that archive and I'm like, oh, I forgot that I bought this. Jeez, this is nice. I'm glad that I have this. It's probably way more expensive now, you know, that sort of thing. But and I mean musical artist when I say artist, by the way. That's right, I need to change that hunter art. Well, the wheel herd that I mentioned, Switch Axe Axel, and now it feels like, well, making me suffer. Alright, so let's go and equip that set, the heavy elemental set. We're going to upgrade you to Gunpowder Infusion 3, and then we will register you. There you go. Now, this heavy elemental set, as you can see, has fire attack +2 at this time. The situation is that you have to actually swap, I think, 2 decorations or 1 decoration, but at the very least, no, I think you can actually, maybe I only need to change the headpiece to actually change the element. I don't know, or maybe not, who knows. Hey, Jonathan. Alrighty. So, Switch Axe, and I don't know what the quest is, actually. Oh, do I really have to say it? P3. Get a grip. Think for yourselves. You watched me post, and then you saw the next guy down post, so... what do you think that means? I specifically chose first so that you guys could see that without me needing to tell you. I don't know. Maybe they think that's the protocol. It's not necessarily the protocol. Yes, it is done if people are constantly leaving and joining, but traditionally it wasn't necessary because people would assume that it goes in descending order. Well, I'm going to go and check to see what it is, because I'm not going to do blunt Switch Axe. I did that 2 recordings ago. What have you got? Rust Razor G3. I should have said no deviant in the fucking title. In fact... ugh. Because that's a problem. There are a lot of people who join turns rooms that do deviants, because they don't want to make a deviant room. They just join the turns room and post their deviant. I have no interest in doing that shit. Shit. What was the... I know Malfestio was in there, but was it Deadeye? I need to check again. It's like when you check the time and you still don't know what time it is. It's Rust Razor, okay. So... I think in this case I will go Raw. Because Malfestio is not so good for Raw and... excuse me, not so good for Element, and... I don't think Thunder is as good for Malfestio. I don't know. Or maybe... I'm not sure. Look, what I'm going to do is go Raw. I'm gonna go blunt longsword, select a switch axe, because the skills will be the same for both of those. Fuck off. Alright. And then I have to change the styles, or hunter arts, excuse me. So we want trance/demon right. Okay. Of course people were going to post autonomic. There is no such thing as a person at this hunter rank, like 246 and 145, joining a turns room without the intention to post a quest. The reason why they weren't posting was because they were dumb and needed me to explain to them the order in which people will be posting in the room, even though it was very clearly shown to them what the order was. Don't you dare. Fuck, missed exchanger. What's the point of the chef being fired up if he still fucks up with giving me the skill? What an asshole. Fuck the chef, honestly. Now I'm pissed. I had exchanger for the 2 high rank quests, but not for this one. Or did I even have it for Camellios? Maybe I didn't. But I'm pissed that I didn't get it for the G rank quest. That's the one that actually gives me HRP, for fuck's sake. What a joke. Alright. But yeah, I only made this switch axe a few weeks ago. I didn't feel like I had a need for a raw switch axe. But as you'd expect, given my progress in the game, it was more or less a case of find the weapon that I want to make and then just make it, because I have a lot of stuff in the game, which is good. It's always nice to be at that point in your progression. Trying to get in range, but his wing's in the way. God, he's doing a lot of these attacks. Did 2 rounds of that. Shut up. Again, feels very weird to not have raw resistance with the switch axe. Nasty hitbox there. I'm not going to heal that. Just going to let the health recover. I've not played Mortal Shell, no. Well, that's right. Jonathan, if people are leaving and joining, yes, the order does need to be explained. But the point is that these people joined with me posting first, followed by autonomics, so that should be enough to establish the order to those people. And no one left or joined during that time. So, I don't know. I've definitely joined rooms where people just take the initiative, but these people didn't, so... At the very least, Lee didn't. I think it's time to heal now. It's not something that I'm dwelling on because I care, I'm just mentioning it again because Jonathan's talking about it. People do need to understand that the conversation is not necessarily dictated by level of importance, but rather by whatever the chat wants to talk about. I don't think I'll do Translash just now. Well, the reason why I dashed into him there, fortunately I wasn't hit, was because I was still compensating for confusion, but I didn't have it anymore. Well, and Mike has disconnected. Fortunately, Mike isn't the one who needed this in the first place. The worst thing is when the guy who actually wanted the quest done disconnects. That's never fun, because then it feels like you're sort of wasting your time. Well, goodbye, Mike. I didn't mean to roll that way. Like, seriously, again, my fucking analog stick is just broken. Ugh. What an annoyance. I only got hit because of that, too. You know, I'm not impressed with the PS4 controller. I'm really not. Like, it only took about 2.5 years for it to have a fucked up analog stick. It's the only controller I've ever owned that's managed to break itself so soon. I mean, basically every controller I've ever owned needed at least 10 years to start playing up. So, what's going on, Sony? What's with the DualShock 4? Have your standards actually dropped? In terms of manufacturing quality over the years? Which is funny considering that the DualShock controllers were oftentimes criticized for being very light and cheap looking. But guess what? They were pretty fucking durable. More durable than this thing, shockingly. I had a silver modded controller that lasted much longer than this thing for the PS3. That thing was a king, and it survived a lot of rage as well. I'm not fucking capturing you. Could have bombed him, but yeah, as you can see, not necessary. He cried when I hit him, which is understandable. I'd probably do the same. Hey, Vernon. Yeah, he's got very nice armor too, Hossein. Oh, fuck off, you bloody great thunderbugs. Can't carve. Alright. Now for Rust Razor. Really? The PS5 controller's battery life is shit. Well, that's not good enough, is it? It's just not. You can't... Battery life is important. It's like how phones suddenly had terrible battery life when, you know, smartphones... Well, I say when smartphones were first coming in, but it's the same even now for a lot of smartphones. These days, battery life is actually is something you need to focus on as a purchasing objective when looking for a phone, because generally speaking, a lot of phones have shit charge. I mean, let's look back before the advent of smartphones. Phones could hold a charge for several days at a time. Like a week, in some cases, depending on the phone. Point being that, yes, obviously, a smartphone is going to consume more of your battery, but it's not okay for it to suddenly just die so quickly. It's just not good enough. So any person who thinks it's okay that the PS5 controller has shit charge is not, or shit battery life is, you know, an apologist, as far as I'm concerned. Oh my god, I'm taking a lot of hits from this fucking thing. Maybe I'm used to going ranged. No, I'm not even used to going ranged with this guy necessarily. Well, not so used to it that I can't go Blade Master, but yeah, I don't know. Well, I didn't know that Xbox One controllers needed batteries, but I'm not surprised. The original Xbox One and PS4 launch was the most fucking disappointing shit I'd ever seen. The fact that they even had the balls to call that next gen was sickening to me at the time. I was just like, anyone buying into this is... I don't even know what to say to those people. But the point is that it's kind of the same now. Like, I felt more or less the same about this generation's consoles. Now, I guess that just means that console gaming is dead, but it's not. You know, it's dead, but it's not. What I should say is that it should be dead, but it's not, because people just can't let go of their consoles, I guess. What about my console exclusive titles? Well, good point, but I can't really relate because I don't need to play those titles, you see. But that's just me personally. The only exception to that would be Demon Souls, but I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future anyway. I guess it's Demon Riot time. Don't interrupt it, please. Get over here. Okay. Right in the door, of course. Yeah, because he's right in the door, people keep on getting pushed out. Is he leaving? Yeah, he's leaving. Oh, that's not the right fucking wall to climb. Again, people seem to misunderstand the difference between something that's expensive and something that's good value for money. I don't think a console has ever been good value for money. That's why gamers are so terribly victimized. It's because they can actually convince themselves that a console is good value for money. And have done so consistently for a long time. But we won't talk about, you know... I mean, that's where it began, you know. The marketability of gamer products began with the fact that people even buy into consoles in the first place. So anything gamer branded, unsurprisingly, is utter dog shit, but gamers think it's good because it's marketed in such a way that they convince themselves that it's good. You know, let's say a product in a particular area that they're not too familiar with in terms of what's good and what's well manufactured. If it's gamer branded, they're like, ooh. It's as if they are loyal to that which is branded for them or marketed to them. It's like, well, no. You're being exploited. I've never personally seen a market that has been so consistently exploited over the years than the gaming market. It's shocking. It's actually shocking. The shit people buy just because it's gamer branded is sad. Ah, damn. There you go. Consoles kind of died after the 90s. Well, maybe not after the 90s. I'd say the last good generation would have been the Xbox original and PS2 era. And then after that, it really started to decline. But it was still tolerable in the 360 PS3 era, but after that it just turned into a joke in my opinion. Razer gaming socks. I mean, that would be an example of a company not even pretending that they're trying to exploit the market. The thing is, they get away with it because they exploit the market without people realizing it. That's the real impact. But when they go, oh no, not the hammering again. Fuck me in my ass, mate. Anyway, regardless, what was I saying? Yeah, so making gamer-branded socks is obviously getting to the point where you've made it very, very clear that you're trying to exploit the market, but it's not always that obvious. No. You know, one thing that I don't like about the wheel is that it oftentimes chooses things that I've done before. There you go, hunting one. That's the only time that I'll override the wheel's decision. It's if it selects something that I don't find to be interesting at all. I can post autonomic for you. So what do you want to hunt? Oh, goodness. G-rank Cantle. Rightio. So I guess Dragon, yeah. Hunting horn on a cantor. You know the last time I did that? That was in Freedom Unite. That was the last time I used hunting horn on a cantor, and that was a while ago, actually. Don't think I've used hunting horn against a cantor in this particular game. Well, there you go. More turns for you, Autonomic, because the guy who was to take his turn 4th out of the group left, so makes it easier. Come on, chef, give me exchanger this time, thank you. Many thanks. You're trying to make my jokes there? Do you have, you mean skill by skill? Do you have the appropriate talisman for that? Or an appropriate talisman, I suppose, would be the way to phrase it, because it wouldn't just be one talisman that could achieve those skills. Why is Juvenator going to learn a hard lesson, Vernon? I haven't made the connection there. Somewhat similar to it, okay. Just the same basic idea in that it's a general use set. Something that works with all weapon types. Which is how I approach longsword and switch axe. I use just general damage based skills. He's been playing so much Monster Hunter as of late that he's going to get burned out hard. Some people don't, you know. Some people play only Monster Hunter and just don't stop. I've seen it. I've definitely seen it. I knew a guy who played like 8,000 hours of try. Seriously. Like 8 to 9,000 hours of try. And when you consider how little content there was in that game, yeah. He lived on that game. I lived on the game, but not to the extent he did. He was insane. That guy was actually off his head. He played so much, but yeah. He didn't get burned out. He went straight on to 3 Ultimate after that. And we played a bit, but he told me a funny story about this woman who lived next door. I mean, I complain about Bob, right? Bob the Builder. He told me a story, and I was laughing my ass off at the time. He told me this like 7 or 8 years ago. But he has this woman who lives next door to him, who gets up on the roof and starts hammering at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Like, what the hell? If you really think about that, why? Why would a person do that? It's so weird. Who gets on the roof of their house and starts hammering at 3 in the morning? She probably had like, she was probably a drug addict or something, I don't know. I feel like you'd have to be at that sort of level to do that. It's weird. Anyway. And obviously there's a certain degree of lack of consideration that is displayed in doing things like that. Uh-oh. At least I managed to play the song. Oh, try to roll through that. That's a nice combo you've got going there, Acantor, you dickhead. Alright. Have to heal on up after that. I started off this recording with more natural lighting than I do now. Or than I have now, but it's still fine. Like the chroma key is pretty much under control. Alright, so we'll do defense as well. But I'll be aiming for a KO here, definitely. Whoops. We want to play a different note, thank you very much. There you go. Alright, that's a bit dangerous, yeah. Well, at least it played the note. Don't have to do the full animation for the note. Whoops, I played the... well, I don't know what song this even is. Wind pressure reduced. Great. No, what I meant to do was... no, stop! Get away from that. I couldn't get away from it, I regret to say. Alright. Let's get away from that. That's not going to reach me, is it? No. It was bloody close. Alright. Need to get the right notes here. Just going to focus on defense up. Not even going to get close to the damn monster. I fully agree with you, Jonathan. I fully agree. Because unfortunately, while it might entertain them for a certain period of time, they will eventually reach the point where they realize just how empty their existence is. And it's not about putting them down, it's just about, you know, I mean, it's the truth. If you live only to play video games, unfortunately, there's just not much going on. And, I mean, you're not going to feel it all the time, but every now and then you will have a moment of introspection that will make it abundantly clear that something's not quite right. But, yeah. Sadly, there are a lot of people like that. And some of them are probably watching this live stream right now. But, yeah, and it's not a personal thing, it's just... that can only last for so long. Until you start to demand something more from your own life. Oh my god, that damage is unbelievable, look at that! And I died because I ended up standing on the fucking lava. Well, not lava, but you know, the hot area. The reason why I walked into it in the first place was because I was trying to avoid a Cantor. I couldn't let him even touch me. So, I guess I had Moxie, or maybe I didn't have... no, I had Moxie, but... yeah, that doesn't really help when you're in an area that can deal damage to you in that way. That was fucking dumb. I was not expecting to take that much damage from him just going on all fours like that. What is this? First gen Fatalis? Alright, so we're gonna do attack up again. Don't think I've gotten a KO because I forgot that I was aiming to do that actually. I forgot to drink a cool drink. Just gonna get in position to play this song. Hopefully I can do it uninterrupted. But yeah, Monster Hunter can be very much all-encompassing. It's just one of those game series that really does take over your life if you let it. It's very easy for that to happen, so... that's why they have those, shut the fuck up with the hammering, you motherfucker. Alright, so, what I was gonna say is that they do have those messages in the PS... I keep on confusing myself with PSP and 3DS. I keep on... well, usually I say PSP instead of 3DS, not the other way around. But anyway, in those games they actually have a little message saying, take breaks every now and then. And the reason why is because some people don't. They just don't. So... yeah. Sorry for hitting you, Lee. I'm just trying to play this song. Whoop. Well, everyone has a different situation. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, Jonathan, everyone has a different situation. And, I happen to know a bit of Vernon's situation. So I can see why video games were important to him. But, you know, it is what it is. I should probably have a nullberry. I've not been hitting this thing as much as I should be. I'll say that as well. I might get my melodies up. Okay. Yeah, great stress reliever until you play a Souls game. Well, until you're trying to teach yourself how to play Souls anyway. It's not always stressful. Once you know what you're doing, it becomes less stressful. But, yeah. Fortunately, I got out of the danger zone of switch axe and longswords flying around. Damn it, I'm gonna get hit by this. Oh no, I managed to avoid that. I'm going to recital into his face. No, never mind. As you can see, the mobility of Hunting Horn is quite lovely. Managed to get him there. I should probably aim for the legs just so that I can get good hits off on the face. I can clear that. Because that tail is cut. Again? What's the deal? No, okay, I can't really hit the face like that. It's in the bloody lava. Okay, in this case, we'll have to be ready to avoid his dragon breath. If we're over here, then we'll be alright. Yeah, a Cantor he's basically an Elder Dragon. He's one of those monsters in the series that's an Elder Dragon but isn't. You know, everything about him is Elder Dragon level, but he's technically not an Elder Dragon. I always felt that Deviljho was a bit like that. At least in Tri. Tri always gave me the impression that Deviljho was Elder Dragon level. You know, he had a lot of health, he did a lot of damage to you. But he wasn't an Elder Dragon. And in the end, it would be kind of weird for him to be an Elder Dragon now that I think about it, but at the time, he felt like an Elder Dragon. And that was the kind of fear that Tri Deviljho would instill within you. And there were also less monsters in that game. Oh damn it. Yeah, the reason why he's considered a flying wyvern is because he has the skeleton and the moveset. But obviously he doesn't have any wings, so it's really stupid. His classification has changed over the course of the different games, I think. He was something else before. He hasn't always been a flying wyvern, in other words. But that could always be my poor memory. Well, he was almost turning towards me there, but he finished his movement. I'm going to Sonic Smash his face. Oh, it seems that the final attack of Sonic Smash does deal KO damage, I didn't realise. So, being in position for his head coming down... Oh, don't do that! Fuck me! I meant to do a super pound in that case. And there you go. I stole someone's mount. Yeah, the monsters that have wings that don't really fly, interestingly, they used to fly in the first and second gen games. Like, for example, Diablos, he used to fly a bit. What happened was, and also, like, let's take a monster like Gravios, for example. He used to fly around back in first and second gen. The reason why was because they would often end up somewhere weird, and they would have to fly out of the weird zone. Like, let's say they sort of went out of the map a little bit. They'd have to actually take off and start flying around. So in 1st and 2nd gen, it was kind of normal to watch a Diablos or a Gravios start flying around. So, yeah. Interestingly, they do obviously still have their wings, but it's almost like they've evolved to not use them in the modern Monster Hunter games, but there was a time when you could watch them do that. Yep. Finally got that KO, there you go. Good to see. Very good to see. Should be able to get in position there. Very good. Very good. Then top up our attack. You can see he's taken a lot of damage though. Ideally, Hunting Horn is obviously a lot better with a group of 4, but whatever. I feel like I'm doing a lot of damage with my element on the face too, but obviously not good enough to make it a fast hunt. It's probably dangerous to run on the right here. For this reason. Alright. Should be aiming for the back legs here. There you go. Nice work. At least it didn't take as long as 15 minutes. Well, Souls player, I don't think there would be like a video that you could check on YouTube that's showing a Diablos or a Gravios flying. You would instead just have to watch fights online in 1st and 2nd gen of those monsters and hope that they end up flying in the video. As far as whether or not I've got it on camera, I think I do, but I wouldn't know where. I've probably got Gravios flying on camera, because I hunted a lot of Gravios with Ethan in Freedom Unite because he was looking for hard monster bones or something. Do you think Gravios could carry all the weight, honestly? Obviously it's not physically possible for that wingspan to provide enough lift to carry that weight, but anyway. What video is this? It's only 16 seconds, or 15 seconds. Oh. Flying at Carlos. Oh god. Well, yeah, well, I guess that's true. Anyway. Oops. I watched it without sound. It might be funnier with sound, but yeah. I got 2 conquest spheres there. That's kind of crazy. Bloody hell. Alright. Go and get Twitch back up. Here we go. Okay, so now it's Autonomic's official turn. He had an unofficial turn through me just there. So now he can have an official turn. Insect Glaive. That is a weapon that I do not get in the wheel very often. And it's a weapon that I don't think to use very often either. You know, I don't seem to get Charge Blade in the wheel very much either. Alright, what are we hunting, Autonomic? Is it another Recantor? Oh, someone managed to get Diablos flying in 3 Ultimate. I don't know if I've seen him fly in 3 Ultimate. Oh, this is not a... Yeah, this is a... Yeah, so see what happened there? That's very interesting to see that in this game. It's exactly the same in the old games. When the monster goes out of the map a little bit, they fly in the air to reposition themselves. Now, it's worth mentioning that that guy modded that quest, because Diablos does not appear in the deserted island. So that was obviously a modded quest designed to show off the flying capabilities of the Diablos. But it's the same. It's interesting to see that, because I don't think it's even possible for Diablos to get in a place where he would need to fly out of some weird zone in the desert area. But if that guy does a modded quest where Diablos ends up in the deserted island and Diablos flies into into what would be for us an entrance into another area, he does have to fly to reposition, which is really interesting. So, yeah, even though it's a modded quest, it's interesting that they do have, just in case, an animation for Diablos to fly out of a weird situation. So, you saw that a whole lot more in 1st and 2nd gen, just because of how the maps were designed and because the game was just generally messier. But, yeah, it's interesting to see in 3 Ultimate. Yeah, Gravios flying is ridiculous. I've had a Gravios fly around the map like a fucking cuckoo. I've seen it. Like, he's just flying around the fucking area, and you're just like, what are you doing? That, of course, was in 1st and 2nd gen. You don't see that stuff in other games. Well, Autonomic, if these people are willing to wait for you, it would be a miracle of God. I'll put it that way, so we're going to lose people. Alright, I'll skip you then. And then, well, what we'll do is I won't actually skip you, but we're going to change the order up. Just so that these people stay in the bloody room. Because otherwise they're going to leave. And I don't want to be doing 3-man hunts anymore. So, after player 3 we'll go back to Autonomic and then we'll do JM07. If he even wants a turn, which he probably doesn't. But he might, you never know. You never know these things. Oh god, what has he posted? If it's Adalkar, I'm gonna shit. If it's a Cantor, I'm gonna shit. If it's a Latrion, I can probably live with it. Okarnos, okay. There you go. Well, that's topical. Did I spin the wheel? I did, Insect Glaive. I'd forgotten about that. Okay. Insect Glaive versus Okarnos, that's interesting. That's very interesting. But yeah, Diablos does not appear in the deserted island in any game. Doesn't matter what game we're talking about, he just doesn't appear there, so... yeah. I may as well eat for a resistance. What are we fighting? We're fighting Okarnos. So Ice Res is actually what I want. How about that? How about that? Just as well, huh? No, Vernon, actually, I'm really enjoying not hunting with your lockdown set. Genuinely, I'm enjoying it. Because it feels like I can hunt again. It's great. Where's my wine? I need my wine. Excuse the background noise, of course. My dear friend Bob. Still not as bad as that woman who gets on the roof and hammers at 3 in the morning, but, you know. There's always something worse than whatever you're experiencing in the world. It doesn't concern me, Vernon, I just wonder about you. I don't know how you can get so much fun out of it. Because You obviously hunt on your own as well, so... You've experienced it more than I have, just cheesing every monster with that same loadout, so... I'd be hanging off my chair falling asleep if I were playing like that every time. But everyone gets different enjoyment out of the game, so... What do I think of this build? Yeah, pretty good. It's nice. Given the talisman that you have, yeah. Perfectly fine. Although... So is that a dragon attack plus... What am I looking at? Oh, hold on, autonomic. Is that a... That's a dragon attack decoration you've got in that dragon talisman, isn't it? Unless... Oh, unless it really doesn't have much hearing on it at all. Oh, shut up, dickhead. He's like P1. You know what, mate? Sorry. No. No. I'm not playing that fucking game. No. If you're... Like, let me just explain something. This is not complicated, what I'm about to explain. So, he said P1 in the chat to tell me to ready up, okay? Now, I don't need a person to tell me to ready up, okay? It's not like you're at a set of lights and you're in a car behind a guy who hasn't noticed that the lights turn green and you hit your horn. It's not like that, because that's going to immediately notify the person that they need to start driving. We're playing Monster Hunter. A message in the chat to say P1 ready up is not going to suddenly make me realize that I need to ready up. In very rare cases, yes, but generally not. In very rare cases, yes. I was obviously doing something else. I wasn't even physically moving, right? I was AFK. As far as he would be concerned. I don't need to be prompted to ready up. It's the same thing, you know, people do the same thing when you're not even joined on the quest. Alright, changing to a Thunder Insect Wave. Alright. So, I guess you really don't have much in the way of earplugs there. How many points with a 3-slot earplug jewel can you get? Like 2? Isn't it 2 points with a... It could be 3 in this game. They might have changed it in this game. Let's check. Because back in 3rd gen, it was 3 slots for 2 points. 4? 4 points? No. No way. It is 3 at most. At most. In 3rd gen, it's 2 points, or at the very least 3 ultimate. There's no way on God's green earth you're going to get 4 points from a 3-slot earplug jewel in this game, unless they've really oversimplified it. Where is earplug jewel even? I'm fucking blind, clearly. Earplug jewel. Hello? It's 4 in this game. What have they done? Have they really simplified it to that extent? Because it used to be very costly to have an earplug jewel. Very costly. Maybe I'm thinking of sharpness. Oh, fuck me senseless. Can't even find the damn jewel now. Now I'm pissed. Anyway. Well, maybe what it is that they gave people access to a really good decoration later on. So for instance, in Generations maybe that wasn't the case, but there's like one particularly good one that you can get in G rank. Because that is the case for some skills. We want Thunder Insect Wave. Wherever that might be. No, that's fucking paralysis, you dick. There we go. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of handicraft then. That must be what it is. Yeah, I'm thinking of handicraft. Okay. That's fine. Off we go. But yeah. That would obviously mean that you've only got 2 points in earplugs on that skill, or on that talisman, I should say, on that skill. Speak English, you fucking fool. Anyway. It's now very dark outside, and it is raining fairly heavily. Just for an update. Okay, so what are we fucking hunting? Seregios. Well, I think I know where he starts. Is it faster to fuck? You motherfucker. Whether it was faster to farcast or not, I can't fucking find out. Because, guess what? I got flinched out of my teleportation. Hey, Beta. Hasn't been too long. Probably a week or something. Since I last saw you. That is the most annoying thing in the world when you drop a farcaster and it just... something hits you out of it. Oh, don't you dare! Don't you dare! Who has the patience for this? I bloody don't. You fucker. Where are you going? The big area? Yeah, you're going to the big area. Insufferable turd. Thanks for the ping! Fuck me senseless. Alright. Totally not annoyed right now. Not even remotely, I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, and where the hell would orange be? Wings? I don't think I hit the wings in the end, so... no. Might be the main body, so I'll have to try to get the chest if I can. Ugh. Or the top of the... hey, there you go, I managed to get the top of him. I was thinking it would be easier to get the chest, but... the top is also... the top of his body. Would I call it the back? Yes, I think I'd call it the back. Thank you, Doomlink. The top. So tremendously articulate of you. I might as well go for a mount. But as I've said, in this game I just go for single mounts. With Insect Glaive. I find it easier to actually get on target with a fucking monster when you're going for a mount. It's something that I heard. May or may not be correct. But last time... oh. Oh no. Ugh. Yeah. Yamete kudasai. I don't even know what to say. Except, I mean, it's one of those situations where I can just show it to you. And then it speaks for itself. So I won't comment further. Fucking hell. Still haven't got Extract Hunter. Can you move? Obviously my controller is not performing up to standard. Not that the standard's very high for this fucking controller right now. Alright, there we go. I'll be able to get my colours fairly easily. There you go. No, it's a good set though, and it's just, you know, it gets boring, that's all. I need more variety in my life. Sure, you're contributing. But it definitely is on the level of cheese. So someone else took my mount, but I can live with that. I don't need to be the one mounting. I'm just getting mount build up, which is fine. I don't really have a perfect team. I don't think about what the perfect team is. The perfect team to me is people who don't die and people who use weapons that are effective against the monster. I don't really have a perfect team because I don't look for the perfect hunt. I'd look for something fun, which isn't necessarily the perfect hunt. It's just, you know, I guess I'm more focused on my own, the way in which I play, as opposed to other people. But I mean, if the way other people play really changes the hunt, then I guess it does start to affect me. But for the most part, I'm focused on my own experience when hunting. And then, provided the rest of the team don't do really dumb shit, I'm fine. Like, they can do whatever. It doesn't really bother me. But, I start to get the shits when some guy turns up to every single hunt using, you know, the same element. And it's a weapon that actually capitalizes on elemental damage. That's like the worst thing. You see that very occasionally. What it shows is that the guy didn't have the foresight to realize that he was going to be using the same weapon in most hunts. So he, instead of making a raw or status weapon, made an elemental weapon, and then, consequently, he's only effective against monsters that are actually weak to that element. It's really dumb. But it happens. And it's usually only something you see with beginners, you know. But to me, that's probably more like common sense than game sense. But sometimes you need to actually see that it's not a good idea before realizing that it's not a good idea. They don't look ahead. Which is what it is. Yeah, so I mean that would be very good. So probably two bow gunners, a hunting horn with attack boost, and someone with a lockdown set. Nothing would get past that. That would destroy every monster in this game without any difficulty. Unless the monster were resistant to mounts and paralysis. And I don't think there are any such monsters in this game, are there? You don't have monsters like Jamaran or Sideus or, you know, those types of monsters that really aren't affected by things like paralysis and mounting. You don't have Dalamadur. It's a shame, actually. But whatever. You can mount Adalkar. War Longsword, probably don't need it. In fact, I definitely don't need it. I think I recently checked. Oh wow. Well, that sounds fun, John. I would never do a 24-hour stream, because I have things that I do in my life. That's not to, you know, have a go at anyone who does a 24-hour stream. I'm just saying I could never do that. My God. Because I wouldn't enjoy it. And if I don't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. So... oh, 24-hour stream. That just sounds gross. The mere thought of it. The mere thought of it. It's just... I wouldn't be able to keep myself interested even for half of that. Much less 24 hours, my God. Fuck me. Oh yeah. I probably need to... well... who posted that quest? Was it autonomic in the end? Yeah, it was autonomic, so I guess player 3. Cool. And I'll spin the wheel. Sword and shield. Here's hoping we don't get anything too difficult on the board, because... Actually, should have been JM7's turn. I'm sorry, JM7. I'd forgotten that Blueberry joined after you. Shit. Well, he seems happy with it, but fortunately, oh, fucking Elderfrost. I forgot to add into the title of the room, no deviants. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to do it right now because I don't want to do everyone's fucking deviant quest. I'm sick of it. No deviant. Turns no deviant. Fucking hell. Okay, Sword and Shield versus Elderfrost, which is just awful. It's like G5 Elderfrost or G4 or something. Anyway. I'll probably go paralysis for this. And kick Blueberry for Jonathan. Okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. We'll make a new room. And I'll put a password on it. I'm gonna call it Haunt. HR minimum 13. Passcode will be the same as before, which is 8882. The only person in the hub that was a viewer was Autonomic. Alright. Yeah, it was, well, what did I put? Did I put 8882 or something? Yeah, 5552 was the... I did 8882, right. Yeah, 5552 would be the normal one. Well, 8882 is what it is today. Yeah, sure, Beta. Come on in. So again, 8882 is the password, the room name is... whatever it is. Haunt. I like your blue pants. Look at them. Blue pants. And the Toyohisa sword. Hey, fully upgraded. That's nice to see. Oh. Well, I guess that would be your Valor Longsword, excuse me, Valor Greatsword version of a standard Greatsword set. So basically all your typical skills minus hearing resistance. Hearing resistance. Raw resistance. It would be either raw resistance or hearing, not a combination of those two things. Okay. Alright. Thanks for sticking around, Vernon. So. What shall we do? Well, maybe we'll have Jonathan post something, seeing as though Autonomic's done a lot of his quests. We'll keep doing Autonomic's quests, obviously, but maybe first off we'll do something for Jonathan. You really want to get rid of those blue pants, do you? Well, it looks like your blue pants are transmogged on. Look. I mean, am I going crazy? Because apparently that's a Shurian Z. What? Okay. Well. So you're telling me that... What do you mean the waist is not the legs? I'm not sure what you mean. Because... he seems to have the Ashurian greaves, and then he's got the blue pants above them, so... Anyway. What's your new fashion? Oh, the bath towel. Right. The classic bath towel. It's a good use of the, What's bath robe? Oh, I see. Yeah, that works well with the sleeves, doesn't it? I haven't seen someone use the sleeves with the bathrobe because it looks more like a single off-the-shoulder dress, doesn't it? When you do it like that. That works really good. That's actually a really good combination. Although I wouldn't say that that top... Oh no, the top is fine with the pants, I guess, if I think about it, yeah. No, that's good. Good fashion. My best friend. Hyper Devil Joe. You know what? I will stick with paralysis here. Let's go with that. Yeah, a lot of people just... No, that's a unique use of the bathrobe. While the bathrobe is often used for fashion, that's one way in which it's used that I haven't seen before. Fuck. Alright. No exchanger today. I will get defense up large with defender high, because my defense is really shit for this quest. I'm sitting on 758 defense for a Hyper Devil Joe, which is, in case you needed me to spell it out for you, really bad. So, I guess the strategy here is to not get hit. We've got 3 people who are live on Hunsterverse. We've got Slentara, who is live in Freedom Unite. And he's got no viewers, the poor guy. He's got, look, he's got a nice setup. I'm gonna listen to his stream for just a moment. Give me a second. I'm gonna listen to what his audio setup is, because visually he's looking really good. He's looking really good. Hey! See, your viewership is absolutely not in any way proportionate to the quality of the content that you produce. It's just... It's so fucking sad, man. He doesn't present in the way that I do, of course, but not many do. I take streaming in the same way that I would do Let's Playing, but... Yeah. It's basically like a diagonal split-screen view of himself and another person in Freedom Unite. And he's got the other diagonal squares populated with information as to who the hunter above or below is in terms of the gameplay window, and you know, he seems to have a good audio setup as well. So I mean, not in terms of amplitude, but in terms of quality, yeah. It's very quiet. I mean, most live streams, you'll notice that my live stream is probably much louder than any other live stream you've watched. The reason why is because I'm the only one at the correct audio level. Because there is a universal standard for volume, and I'm at that. So, yeah, that's kind of how that works, but... Anyway. I feel bad for him that he's got no one watching, because, again, like, there are probably people who don't even talk, or have, or who are in general presenting a much worse live stream than him, that have, like, 20 views or something like that. It's just, I guess that's how it is in the entertainment world. It's not about how good you are, it's about, well, it's about other things. There are other variables at play, sadly. It is what it is. Alright. As Beta rightly says, it is pickle time. It is definitely pickle time. This is a very aggressive pickle as well. Uh-oh. There goes Autonomic. I don't know if Autonomic has fought Hyper Devil Joe before. If he hasn't, then this is going to be a rather rude realization for him. This is not a nice monster to fight. It's something that you have to get used to. There's no real margin for error with him. He just... if you're not really used to fighting Devil Joe, he's challenging. Definitely challenging. Oh no, I jumped off the edge. Shit. Oh dear. And I had my opportunity to attack his weak point too. How stupid is that? Oh god. You can see that having to... Okay, I'm shielding this. I'm not taking any chances. Shielding again. I don't trust that fucking dragon breath, man. But yeah, having to chase these little legs is awful. And in the end, not even to do decent damage to him. It still drives me insane that the legs were made a weak point in Monster Hunter World. I can't believe that. That was sickening to me, that they made the legs a weak point. In fact, his weak points in general in World were just fucked. I didn't understand them at all. Oh, I don't have raw resistance, okay. But yeah, the legs of a monster should never be a weak point for a Blade Master. Because that's just wrong. As I remember, it was only when he was not enraged that his legs would become a weak point. But still, that was dumb. Very stupid. Whoa! He's not treating the team quite so well. Look at this. I'll do what I can to help. Someone else was on the life powder before I was, because I was getting in position to avoid his attack. Chaos Oil. You will notice that I never use oils with a sword and shield in this game. And there's a reason why. It's because I don't even think to do it. It doesn't cross my mind. I don't consciously decide not to do it. I shouldn't. This controller, honestly. I should have gone into a shield immediately. Anyway, I don't consciously avoid using oils. It doesn't even cross my mind. That's the point that I'm making. So, if you find it weird that I don't use oils, well, forgive me. I'm not taking any chances with that one. So because I'm starting with white sharpness, I'm not going to sharpen up with this weapon until I reach green sharpness. Oh. I don't know if you're seeing the struggle right now when it comes to hitting his fucking anything. When it comes to hitting anything of his with a sword and shield. Awful. Just awful. I never use sword and shield against Devil Joe. I love the mobility of it, but the mobility is not really of any consolation when you just can't fucking hit anything. Obviously, aerial sword and shield, as I mentioned in a previous recording, is fine if you're going to be using sword and shield against Devil Joe, but I don't have time for aerial, you gotta be joking. There will come a time where I'll just randomly pull out a style that I've never used before on camera, and you guys are going to be very confused. But I don't know when that's going to happen, you see. I really did think that once I didn't have much to do in this game anymore, I'd actually give Styles a try, but I have yet to do that. I'm thinking that it's going to be when I hit Hunter Rank 999. That's, you know what, that's my promise to you, my dear audience. Once I hit Hunter Rank 999, I will use Aerial or something like that. Or not Valor, because I don't even know how to use Valor. I don't even know how to do the stupid Valor counter. But, in the case of Aerial, yeah, I'll probably give that a try. That could be funny. We've got Sleep Meat down. Do we have any other meat? No, it doesn't look like it. There's no guarantee that the paralysis meat would actually achieve paralysis, because of course he's already been paralyzed once. Oops. Just gonna use a Mega Potion here. Now, I don't know if a Hyper Devil Joe eats at all. Of course, oh no. Okay, thought he might have been going for the meat there, but of course, Hyper monsters do not get hungry. So, is it possible, therefore, for this monster to eat? Because I think Devil Joe needs to be hungry to eat, like any other monster. So, I don't think the meat will actually be effective in this hunt. And that's my 2 cents, I suppose. I can't really find an appropriate opportunity to use Sword Dance for the reason that... Yeah, oh, well, this would be my appropriate opportunity. Again, I'm having to attack the leg because that's a consistent place for me to attack, but, you know. Maybe I could have aimed for the chest. Made some attempt. I'd love to knock him down, though. That I would be quite pleased with. Just fortunately out of the range of his tremor. See what I mean about that stupid Dragon Breath? That's the reason why I don't take any chances, and I usually shield that. It's because even if it looks like you're out of the range of it, he aims it right by his legs. It's really fucking stupid. And it was a one-shot because not only do I have terrible defense with this armor set, oh no, my dragon resistance is good. I'm well, okay. I was thinking that with full Assyrian XR almost, well, 3 pieces, I shouldn't say full, but I was thinking that with 3 pieces of Assyrian XR... See, not even... Wow. That's better dragon resistance than I thought. I mean, it's still... in the negative, isn't it? What is it? It's still -1, but... I must have eaten for Dragon Res, maybe. That must have been what happened. Anyway. Yeah, well still. The main reason, therefore, that I died was because of my terrible defense. But, yeah, it is what it is. Seeing as though I'm coming into the confrontation again, I will sharpen up. Hey, being launched up to the monster, which is nice. But yeah, I could definitely be doing more damage in this hunt than I am here. But the wheel chose for me, and I will abide by the decision of the wheel. Unless it really is not appropriate, but I'd say this is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Interestingly, Jonathan has elected to use that greatsword. I don't know why. Maybe he has a decoration slotted in that that's going to help him. Versus reaping the benefits of the additional damage of the Toyohisa sword. I don't know. But my recommendation for him to use the Toyohisa sword was based on that weapon being the replacement for what he's using right now, so I don't know. Oops. Well, that was basically a hip check what Devil Joe just did to Beta. in the sense that he did a charge attack, but then immediately returned to a position that was far away from Beta, which came as a result of his knockdown. Beta has experienced a Devil Joe hip check. Hey, I don't mind getting launched actually with the sword and shield, it's helping me out a bit. Can we get a paralysis please? I don't think we've only gotten one paralysis so far. Oh fuck me. I'm trying to do my combo. Is he limping out? Hey, that's good to see. Even with my stupid sword and shield, well, at least as a team we're still able to deal decent damage to him. Which is encouraging. Well, I don't think Adept requires a specific type of build. I'm not sure what you mean, because you can use... you don't necessarily have to... What about that greatsword needs to be used with Adept? Are you misunderstanding the way styles work? Because you can use any weapon you want. Your Toyohisa sword is not married to Valor. So... yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. Bloody tremor. Because at the end of the day, that greatsword, unless, again, I mean, maybe you are reliant on the slots on that weapon, I don't know. But assuming that you're not, they serve the same function. That greatsword and the Toyohisa sword, they are raw greatswords, so... yeah. I very much enjoy that greatsword, though. Well, don't go detonating them yet, Beta, because I've got some bombs too. Beta, don't do an upswing for the wake up. If you're not going to do a bomb wake up, in other words, getting the multiplier on the bomb damage, at least do the stationary overhead swing. In other words, standing still and pressing X, because that motion value is way higher than the upswing. The upswing is like nothing, motion value wise. I know it didn't really matter for this quest, but general practice, I mean, that's a terrible idea. You don't do a wake up with like the weakest attack in them. I think that is actually the weakest attack of the switch axe. The only attack that you could say is weaker than the upswing for the switch axe is a single axe chop from the infinite axe chop combo. That's the only attack that would be weaker than that. Well, Autonomic, your luck is pretty damn good, so I'm not surprised that you get a gem and a crook every time you hunt this monster. That doesn't surprise me. Alright. Just making sure, Beta, just making sure. Sounds good then. I'm going to join Slentara's live stream after this. In fact, I'm going to raid him, if I can. If I can raid him, I don't even know how to raid. I've never done a fucking raid before. How do I even do that? I'm not done yet, okay, but when it is time for this stream to finish, I'm going to raid Slentara one. Because that guy needs some fucking views. So I don't even know how to raid. Oh, I can raid. Here we go. I've got a button for it. Raid channel. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'll do that. He's going to be the recipient of my first raid, provided he is still live when I'm done. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I just worked it out, Vernon. It's funny. Like, I've never done a raid before, so yeah, but I'll do that for sure. Alright. Let's spin the wheel. How many more hunts will I do? I'd say 2 more. Longsword. So how does a raid work? If I select a channel to raid and then the raid takes place, does that automatically stop my live stream? Because that's what I would want. Or would I have to... Well, it wouldn't automatically stop my live stream. I'd have to... So I guess I would conduct the raid and then I would stop streaming through OBS. That's probably how that would work. Autonomic, if you have a quest to do, you're welcome to post it. Unless Beta has something that she wants to do, but I don't think she does. Okay, so that's how I do it. I'll do the raid and then I'll stop streaming through OBS. Cool. I've never had a reason to raid someone until today, so... There you go. Oh, you do? Well, feel free to post, Beta, because Autonomic's posted a lot of stuff so far. Not just himself, but through me as well. What have we got? Ew. That's alright. I can live with that, sort of. I have not used Blade Master on this monster for a while, and I'm not looking forward to the experience, but that's what the wheel has decided for me. Actually, let's use water. What is my water longsword? Incurvacera telos. By the light of the silvery wrath. Oh, got a gourmet voucher in case I end up actually... Fuck me. In case I actually end up getting exchanger, which I might. We don't know these things. We don't know these things. Oh, there she is. On literally, well, not literally, but one of the last food options available. Okay. I am going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a moment. I'm back. Oh, goodness. Look, I dislike Hyper Silver Rathalos about as much as I dislike Hyper Gold Raytheon. I find them both to be supremely unpleasant. It's very interesting because they're both quite different hunts, but I would say that they are equally as annoying. Which takes a certain talent, I will admit. I will definitely admit that it takes talent to have two monsters that are so incredibly annoying to the extent where they're equally as annoying as each other, but end up being quite different hunts. Alright. So assuming he starts in the portable third area, we want to go behind the waterfall. Shut up. Be quiet. I enjoy monsters that are weak to water. There aren't enough of them anymore. You know, we don't have monsters like Black Tyrex in this game. So, I hate that. Good flash bomb. Fuck me! Here I was trying to position myself to attack the head just to break it. I couldn't even get there. One of the rare occasions where a longsword user is being flinched to hell. I also hate the fact that that fire has such an incredible effective range. So this is the reason why I do not like going Blade Master against this monster. You have to chase him so much. I would say that this monster is in the top 5 most annoying monsters in the entire series, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I don't even need to think about that. I know for a fact, and Jonathan just experienced it as well. This monster fucking sucks. Gonna unhinge the spirit because I am just not succeeding very well in getting my charge up for this longsword. See, I can't even fucking do it here. Look at that turnaround. I only barely managed to avoid that. I usually just go heavy pierce against this guy, which is why I'm commenting so much on the hunting experience, is because this is unusual for me. I usually don't bother using a fucking Blade Master weapon because I don't like having to chase him. I'd rather just be able to shoot from a distance and then roll out of the way if he wants to come after me. See, even there, I'm trying to roll towards him, but I still can't fucking get out of the way of that terrible fire attack. I absolutely hate that crap. You know, it's even dangerous to attack him at this health level. Trying to deal with this Ludroth as well. Just gonna try and get some hits in here. I've lost Unhinged Spirit, and like, I only did a second attack there so that I could get my Unhinged Spirit. Get ready to critical juncture! Well, wasn't necessary in the end. But yeah, this fucking monster keeps you on your toes, absolutely. Without a fucking... I can barely get an attack out. Yeah, what a nice combo, huh? Go fuck yourself. I wasn't taking any chances there. I had critical juncture at the ready, but I probably still would have taken enough damage to die in spite of that. Yeah, fuck off. Shiny opportunity. God, this monster sucks. Absolutely sucks. And I'll drop a pitfall. In the case of trapping these monsters, you just have to time it so that the monster's not going to leave the area. You don't have to wait for an opportunity to trap during a... Oh shit. Trap during exhaustion, because there is no exhaustion in this case. Now let me guess, we're going to be spending the next 2 minutes trying to get this guy in the trap. Fuck off. Okay, he didn't end up hitting me with that. Oh, Autonomic is disconnected. That's really unfortunate. Because this would be one less Hyper Silver Athlos hunt that he would have to do in his life. And there is always a need for this monster in this game. He's got very good fire weapons. It's just how it is. There's also the side of it where we now have to fucking 3-man this. I'm going to sharpen up here because I did start at purple sharpness. I think I've got a decent amount of purple here too. Oh, not too bad at all. Definitely doing work with the flash bombs though. I'm enjoying that. Getting caught in those legs is so easy too. Okay, just making sure that I'm not in the way of his incoming fireball. I can't even... You see, I'm shaking my head before I even get hit because I know what's coming. I know exactly what's coming. Some of his attacks just can't be fucking avoided if you're trying to deal damage to him as well. Because that's the thing, he incorporates a lot of attacks into just moving around. Thank you for the life powder. Just using potions here because I'm... Oh, okay, I'll go in for the attack. I'll at least get 2 hits off on this wing and then get out of the way. But yeah, I need to use regular potions in this. Oh, fucking hell, because he turned so far in that direction. A Fade Slash was not going to clear that. That's what happens when someone else is the target. I don't remember what I was saying now. We're not going to kill him in this zone, but we can at least deal some more damage. Jonathan really wants to capture, so I suppose we'll do that. Stupid monster. I'll probably get hit doing this. Not heavily. Didn't let me dive there, but fortunately. I didn't take a heavy hit or anything. Get in that trap, you bastard. Fucking hell. Looks like Autonomic is well and truly disconnected, like he hasn't appeared in the chat since he DC'd, so... His internet's probably gone down or something. See what I mean? Sometimes you drop a trap and this guy just refuses to fucking get on the ground. Would have been faster to kill him. Stupid as it is. Ugh. Forget the fucking aerial claw attacks. Jonathan's getting launched down to the area. I think I'm just going to kill this guy. Unless he's running into the trap now. Please. Thank you. It's all I fucking asked for. It's all anyone asked for. So that's the ideal. As long as the head's broken, we're all good. The head's not great for physical damage, but it's important for getting good chances for rare drops. Alright. I'll do one more hunt and then finish up, I think. But do stick around, at least for a little while, when I raid this guy in Freedom Unite. Because I'd like to give him some attention. I do still have that password up, so no one's going to be able to join outside of those watching this live stream, so... Oh god, honey, please tell me I've got some honey being traded at the moment. Please tell me that I do have that. I think I've got two rounds going, which should now be done. It's been a while since I checked. One. Fuck! Look at this! This is terrible! I'm out of honey! I'm actually out of honey. This is horrendous. Holy shit. Okay. And the worst thing is that these fucking cats are now... Oh, something's wrong with my eye. My eye hurts. It's like I've just cut onions in my left eye. And I'm not talking about the fact that it's watering, I'm talking about the fact that it's stinging. It's like, oh. Fuck me. Your power went out? Sorry to hear that, Autonomic. Alright. I should have enough cats to be able to trade honey here. Alright. Then no. Put Francis in there. There you go. Not dragon toadstools. I need honey, honey, honey. That's what I need right now. I've got like no honey. No, I don't have any gratuities, I regret to say. Oh, fucking hell. Well, I can make at least 10. So it's not the end of the road quite yet, but still. Not looking too good with honey. It's just, it happens because I'm negligent. I don't keep track of my honey level, so I just don't end up trading for it. It's so stupid. Like, I've had so much honey in the past, but I've gone through so much of it, obviously. Alright. Post whatever you want, Autonomic. You'll be the last hunt of today. Let's look for exchanger. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Can always hope. Hey, there she is. There she is. Probably should have had a gourmet voucher for good measure. Still got it. Still got it. Let's spin the wheel. Haven't done that yet. Greatsword. That's a good weapon type to finish on. What's our quest, Autonomic? Do you know? He's probably working out what he needs. Oh. Well, it's a mystery as far as what we're doing. But I suppose I could... let's do the Toyohisa sword. That's a good idea. That way, I can be ready regardless of the hunt. Come to think of it, I haven't really seen that greatsword being used. The Nakako's greatsword looks pretty good. I would imagine the sharpness isn't all that good. I'd probably use that in conjunction with Bludgeoner, to be honest. You know, I hadn't even considered that. Like, a Bludgeoner setup for Element. How interesting would that be? I'd love that. Because I always associate Bludgeoner with low sharpness raw weapons, but there are definitely options for Element as well. So, maybe I could do that. That could be a good fucking idea. Like a really good idea. Because I've obviously got a Bludgeoner greatsword set, so I should honestly get some weapons that would work good for Bludgeoner in the greatsword weapon type. Actually, let's check right now, because I'm extremely interested in that. Extremely, because that's almost... the Bludgeoner endgame is almost like the Awaken endgame. Because it's skill dependent, and it's an opportunity for different weapons for specific elements, so that would be really good. I think I'd get a lot of enjoyment out of that. Monster Hunter Double Cross Dex... Let's check fire, fire greatswords that could be good for Bludgeoner. Let's have a look. Oh, none. There aren't really any, unfortunately. They all have, like, at least white sharpness. The closest to being a decent Bludgeoner weapon would be the Cutku greatsword. Capon Decapitator. Which is 330 raw, 35 fire, 15% affinity. It starts with a little sliver of white sharpness, a decent amount of blue, and then it goes to green. Obviously, ideally, I would have something that's like a sliver of blue and then mostly green. I'm looking for green sharpness weapons, so fire might not be viable. Looks like... oh, Bludgeoner water is absolutely perfect because we've got the Plesioth Wave Edge, which is 360 attack, 45 water, negative 15% affinity, but mostly green sharpness, so that's very nice. That would be really good. Now the Rajan Greatsword is alright. Specifically the Furious Rajan Greatsword. But still not amazing. Still not amazing. Because that's a lot of blue to get through with a greatsword. You have to remember that it does take a while to deplete your sharpness with a greatsword because it's not the sort of weapon that attacks all that frequently. So, a lot of blue, not good for Bludgeoner. Ice is great for Elder Frost. Really good. Assuming that you've got a Bludgeoner setup. That'd be so good. I mean, that's basically Ukanlos. But Ukanlos, interestingly enough, has better sharpness as compared to Elder Frost. I would definitely go with Elder Frost versus Ukanlos, which is so funny to see. Because Ukanlos has been a mainstay in the series since Freedom Unite, where, well, not really a mainstay. Ukanlos wasn't in 3rd gen except for Portable 3rd. But, you know, he's been in many more games as opposed to Elder Frost. Elder Frost has been in exactly one game. So, there you go. Dragon? Indeed. The greatsword that Jonathan was using is your Bludgeoner Dragon greatsword for sure. Without a doubt. Really cool. So if anything, that means that I've got 3 elements that I would comfortably use with Bludgeoner. That is Dragon, Ice, and Water. Which is a little bit confusing, because it's much easier when you have access to all elements with Bludgeoner, because you don't have to think about what you do have and what you don't have, but... I'll definitely have to make those weapons. I'm pretty sure I can make all 3 of those weapons without difficulty. I think I have all the materials for them. So... Doom finding his new endgame goal at HR 858, that's right. A lot of the hunter ranks that I've gone through have been through helping my friends play this game. So I haven't really had much time to think about what I would want to do, so... yeah. It doesn't surprise me too much that I've taken this long to work out what would be fun to do in the endgame, but no, Bludgeoner really is a lot of fun, and what frustrates me is that I can't really make a Bludgeoner set for every weapon type because I don't have the armor set slots for it. Unfortunately, I can't just make as many armor sets as I want, so I unfortunately do not have enough space for a Bludgeoner set for every weapon type. But I've got Bludgeoner sets for Longsword, Switch Axe, which are effectively the same set, Greatsword, Dual Blades, and I suppose the Dual Blades one can be used for Sword and Shield, can't it? So, you know, point is that... oh, whoops, that's so funny. Thought I was using Greatsword. Excuse me, thought I was using Longsword, because this Greatsword has a Longsword weapon design. I'm pretty sure I successfully shielded that, you dickhead. I pressed the R button with more than enough time to spare, but it wasn't good enough apparently. I've already lost my purple sharpness. Let's go sharpen back up. It's worth it because I have plenty of... well, actually I don't have much purple at all, oh my god. I thought I had more purple than that. Never mind. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off with all of this. This monster's an asshole. Well, this is a good opportunity. Yeah. Very satisfying. So who's the one with the sleep weapon? Looks like it's Beta with the Nursilla insect glaive. I just don't find myself using sleep blade master weaponry. I think the only game where I really did that in was in Try with baggy weapons, honestly. Like the baggy lance, for example. I used that a little bit, only for fun, not with the intention of really doing anything worthwhile with it. It didn't have much of a sleep value, honestly. It was something like 200 from memory. Might as well sharpen up just to maintain my purple. Can you technically call it sharpening up? If you haven't even dropped your sharpness level yet. I do wonder. Oh, that tail just got cut. Oh, whoops. You never know, land compensation might have dealt the damage in spite of the fact that I was off target. Or out of range, I suppose you would say in that case. It's an annoying flinch. Whatever. You can see Brachydios is trolling me as a greatsword user right now. Yeah. Trolling is the word. Trolling is the word. Yeah, I've got a while until Brimstone Slash charges back up. Well, I say back up, more like charges up. Hasn't charged yet. Takes a long time to get Brimstone Slash up for Greatsword. given that Greatsword doesn't really attack all that frequently, although the amount of charge that you get in Hunter Art does depend on the charge level also. I don't really need any Brachydios stuff. I don't need any of that shit. I've done enough Brachydios with the charm farming business. You're a bit slower than I thought. Lost my maximum damage on the swing, and then on top of that, ended up being off target anyway. I'm having a good day with greatswording this monster, I have to say. Oh, see all the flinches? Every fucking time that I happen to be in the right position, he just flinches and then I'm out of range. Fuck off. I can't hit this guy if he keeps on flinching like that. There's another sleep. Okay. Oh, Jonathan's going for that. Oh! Oh dear. Well, at least Beta got one bomb out. I think Beta brought combination materials for bombs. That's what it seems to be. I may as well use this as a Moonbreaker opportunity. Oh! Wouldn't it be... Oh, yes! I was going to say, wouldn't it be nice if I flinched him in midair with this, and that's exactly what happened. Couldn't even get it out before it happened, right before my eyes. A midair flinch for Brute Wyverns is very satisfying. So monsters such as Brachydios and Glavenus, who do have attacks where they jump in the air, if you flinch them while they're in the air, oh god, it's satisfying. So satisfying. Alright. Well, what you describe as Guild Greatsword is what I would describe as Greatsword. In other words, Greatsword as it should be, not as the gimmicky Valor would dictate it to be. Although Adept Greatsword and Standard Greatsword are very similar, because Adept fortunately does not really impact on your weapon combos and how they work. So, yeah. Oh dear. That was a fairly quick and easy Brachydios there. Alright, let's see if that guy is still live. Shit, he's not live anymore. What a shame. I was gonna raid him. Oh well. I don't know how long he had been live for. But, yeah, I regret to say that the guy that I was going to raid is no longer live, so... Oh well. It would have kept him going too. But that's alright. It is what it is. Blue balled at the gate of raiding the stream, yeah. Pretty much. Not like there was a build-up of arousal or anything like that, but I guess we could use that analogy. Okay. Well, regardless, I do thank you all for being here. I will see you all when I'm next live in Monster Hunter or in anything else that I happen to be live in that you would like to watch. I will see you all next time, and sit tight for the next live stream. Bye-bye for now.